Hello everyone, and welcome to your second royal reading of today, Friday afternoon, and we're still in New York. We're still in our high-speed car chase, which turned out to be not so much of a high-speed car chase as a crawl. And we have the Radiant Wise Spirit Tarot on the tarot table today. It's just an ordinary tarot deck, Radiant Wise Spirit Tarot, and I'm going to be looking now at Backgrid, Meghan Markle and her relationship with Backgrid. Of course, Backgrid were the ones that were allegedly involved in this very dangerous chase across New York. They were very quick to come out and deny any liability. They weren't there out to harm anyone. They were very quick to say that Meghan was photographed smiling in the back of that cab, that at no time were they in danger, that the ones that were actually erratic and reckless were the Parkles. Their own security people were driving erratically and were pulled over by the cops. So they came out very fast out the gate to say, it wasn't us, don't blame us, obviously concerned about litigation. Then we get the news that Harry and Meghan Markle demanding footage from the paps, from Backgrid, of this chase, I suppose to prove that it was a terrible chase. And Backgrid has clapped back and said, absolutely not. In America, and this is their statement, as I'm sure you know, property belongs to the owner of it. Third parties cannot just demand it be given to them, as perhaps kings can do. Perhaps you should sit down with your client and advise them that his English rules of royal prerogative, in other words, grabbing property for the crown, were rejected by this country long ago. We stand by our founding fathers. And that was quite strident and quite, banging the drum. And people are applauding this and also finding it quite entertaining that Harry has been put well and truly in his place by paparazzi in America. And of course, they haven't done anything wrong. There aren't privacy laws that apply in New York. The property is theirs. And unless, as I understand it, there are actually legal proceedings that ensue from this weird little drama, they're well within their rights to resist Harry's demands for the footage. So Harry stamped his little Lord Fauntleroy foot and has so far not succeeded in accomplishing anything. But what I'm interested to know is about Meghan Markle and her relationship with Backgrid. We've seen a lot of paps stage shots that I think are staged. Many people think are staged. We speculate are staged. There was that one when she was in the restaurant in, I think it was Montecito, with her poor employee. She was dressed all in black, and she was going off to donate things to some women and babies type of thing. She was papped. The Parkles, she was papped hiking by Backgrid. It was obviously clearly posed, clearly arranged. So it's been quite a cozy relationship. And we can go back to Canada when she was papped with that strange, lifeless, what some people speculate was a doll dangling from her while Harry was away. And she had a great smirk on her face. There's been lots of quite cozy incidents between Backgrid and Meghan Markle. Harry and Meghan arriving at San Vicente bungalows. Backgrid there waiting for their arrival instead of Harry and Meghan using the private entrance. So, cozy, no doubt profitable relationship for the pair of them, for Meghan herself and for Backgrid. And let's remind you that this is just my opinion, it's my speculation, it's a tarot reading I'm doing here for fun and entertainment, and I read energy here, archetypal energy, and there is of course a disclaimer in the box below. Please read it, form your own opinion of Meghan's relationship with Backgrid. But now I want to know what's going on in the wake of this rather farcical situation in New York. What's happening? Are there threats of lawsuits? Backgrid going to reveal the footage to the general public and really expose Harry and Meghan for their silliness, or expose Meghan as a sort of co-conspirator with them? All of this is being speculated. What is going on? And does Harry know the full extent of this? Does he realize that Backgrid is actually being called from within the walls of the mudslide mansion in Montecito, as many people suspect. How aware of what's going on is Harry, and what is going to happen ultimately? So this very cozy and profitable relationship, allegedly, between Meghan Markle and Backgrid, is it all over? Will we be seeing from now on rather unflattering photos of Meghan surfacing? So what's going to happen with this? Long ramble. To start with, we've got King of Pentacles here. Big money. There's big money in this for somebody in this situation, definitely. Or somebody who could be organizing it. There is somebody who might be organizing that we also saw out hiking, and who was also at that Women of Vision Awards. He was hovering around. A lot of people are speculating that he, and I will not name him here, he might be involved in the new deals that Meghan is doing, some sort of reality TV series or blog or something like that. So there is somebody here who has a business brain with King of Pentacles, somebody who sees the money in all of this. Could just be that it's been a very lucrative arrangement between them, between Meghan on the one side and her team, and Backgrid on the other, that so far has served them well. But there could also be, as I say, this figure of the brains behind the operation, the business brain, the person who is in charge of it all, really, who has set this all up and figured that this was a good idea. An interesting card. It's in a very marginal way. It's Prince Harry sometimes comes up as the King of Pentacles because he's Earth sign, but I don't get that as his energy at all. Not in this situation. And just by the way, it is their 5th wedding anniversary today, so happy 5th wedding anniversary, Parkles. I doubt somehow that it's going very well today, just because of what's happened with the whole New York farce. But let's have a look. That's our underlying energy. Let's look at the central issue from Meghan's point of view. Celtic Cross, her relationship with Backgrid. What is going on right now? We've got the Hanged Man. Ooh. Somebody who's been hung out to dry with a Hanged Man, somebody who feels very much like they've been victimized, disempowered, sacrificed, can't defend themselves, can't do anything, can't act. That's her right now. She's feeling helpless and victimized and sacrificed, and she does not like it. It's very uncomfortable energy for Meghan Markle. This energy that she's basically already been punished for her relationship with them. That she's very vulnerable here. The Hanged Man is very vulnerable as he hangs there, and as he has a big think about what he's done. And as she's now pacing in Montecito, I should imagine there's a lot of pacing going on, and perhaps sobbing on the floor as well. She's having a big hard think about how things have gone. I wonder who she's going to blame. What in particular is the problem right now with her situation? The Wheel of Fortune. It's about timing. It's about luck and acts of gods and divine intervention and fate and all of that kind of stuff. I think she feels right now, even though the card is upright, she feels she can't catch a break. And it's been going that way for her since basically Megxit. And it's quite interesting to me that Harry and Meghan went against an anointed monarch when they Megxited. And I'm not one to, we normally say things like anointed monarch. But through doing these readings and through watching this very closely, I have more and more come to respect the role of the British royal family in its very archetypal role in trying to tell us a better way of being, and that somehow there is something divine about it. And I'll probably get a lot of flack for saying that, but I do think so. And since she Mexited and she went against the Queen, and we saw the Queen's face at the wedding 5 years ago, exactly. Things have gone horribly wrong. There was the lockdown, chased out of Canada, nobody wanted to pay security. Since then, everything has gone wrong. Yes, they've made money, but they haven't really achieved anything. She's bought herself some awards. Harry's produced a rather farcical book. They produced a rather farcical docuseries, but they haven't caught that lucky break. And I think that the stunt in New York, and in my opinion it was a stunt, was to try and regain the power in the situation, and to try and get on top of things and try and turn their luck around. And look, see, we are vulnerable, we are being hounded. I'm Diana too. Harry needs police protection, it needs to be paid for, we need to be IPPs. Didn't work. So far hasn't worked. May work ultimately, but so far has not. She's up against it. She's up against the gods, she's up against the divine, she's up against the fates. At some level she knows it, which is interesting. Even with her vision board and her her powers of magical thinking and all the rest of it, she's up against something more powerful than she is. Basically, that was a very long-winded way of saying that last sentence. So, what's going on behind the scenes with Backgrid? Are there threats of legal action? Or they're all having a drink and laughing about what happened? What is going on behind the scenes that we don't know about? Queen of Cups. That's, of course, the famous Diana card. I think that that's Meghan. I think that that's Meghan just getting quite emotional about things, sobbing on the floor. It's not legal action. It's not those kinds of things at all. I think Backgrid got way ahead of that and nipped that in the bud quite smartly. Lawyers obviously were all over this situation immediately. But Queen of Cups, I think this is Meghan, I think behind the scenes, I think sobbing on the floor. That Queen of Cups would be doing that. She's looking at that award that she just got. And of course, the stunt completely overshadowed the award and her marvelous speech. Very funny article by Maureen. I think it's Maureen Callahan in the Daily Mail. Worth a read. Just genius. Actually describing what happened at that farcical event before the taxi chase. But I think she's sitting at home in her tiara, clutching that award and feeling sorry for herself. Queen of Cups, always for me a bit of self-pity. It's a need for self-care, the Queen of Cups, they often say about that card. You need to, pour yourself a bubble bath and have a glass of something and take some time out for yourself. And I think that's what's going on. There's a bit of wallowing going on there. What's the focus right now with Meghan and her relationship with Backgrid? Ooh, ow, that's the spirit. That's what we're here to see. The Ten of Swords, ruin, rock bottom, defeat, betrayal. She can't believe how badly wrong this has gone. This is just a minor, a glass of whatever might turn into a couple of bottles or something. That's just me being snarky, and this is for fun and entertainment and just opinion. But the Ten of Swords is not a fun and entertaining card. It's painful. This is the end. This is the end of the relationship. This is the end of the reputation. She thinks possibly of her reputation. This could spell ruin. She literally is looking at this and thinking, oh, this is bad. This is the worst of all possible worlds. This is just horrifying. She did not foresee this. She didn't, in her worst nightmares, her wildest dreams, imagine it going as wrong as it has gone. That is just shockingly bad energy in that Ten of Swords. How has her relationship been up until now? Her past relationship with Backgrid. Tell us about it. The Hierophant is, yes, let's exploit my royal family connections. Very simply, the Hierophant is the royal family. What I was bleating on about with that Wheel of Fortune card, that is the connection between the divine and the mundane, between spiritual world and the material world and all of that stuff. It's the status quo, it's the power, it's the structure, it's the hierarchy, the organizations. And there she was saying, well, we can exploit this forever. It's brilliant. We're going to make so much money out of this. And it was going well, because the Hierophant goes very well. It's a very successful card. It's a Taurus card. What do Taurus do very well? Make money. Unless it's sort of an afflicted Taurus. But that's the material world right there, with the Taurus energy. We're buying private islands and private jets and super yachts. I'm being snarky, of course. What is coming up in the near future? Is Backgrid, they've already clapped back in this strident statement about we stand by our founding fathers. They might be getting their muskets out and playing dress up, the way they're carrying on. But what is going to be happening in the near future? Are we going to be seeing footage taken by the paparazzi that's revealed to the public that shows erratic driving by the Sussexes and all that sort of thing? Meghan smirking in the back of the taxi. Are we going to hear that this was, she routinely called them? Are they going to go that far? What's going to happen next? Or nothing at all? Well, very cozy relationship might just be restored there with that Four of Wands. It's a celebrating card. It's stability. Fours are about stability. And Wands, PR, I think it's all going to be happy, happy, happy. We're not going to get any scandal. What a pity. They're not going to release this stuff. Harry and Meghan celebrating their wedding, of course. We are having happy wedding anniversary. So we might even, this would be quite funny, we might get them papped by Backgrid out for some sort of quickly slapped together stunt, like seen in Montecito, out for a romantic meal together, like we saw them with Eugenie and Jack, the Parkles, all that time ago, papped through a window of some private, I think it's meant to be a private club, I can't remember, in Montecito, and there they all were ha 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 over the candlelit dinner. We might just get that again. And look at the bottom of the photo and you'll see Backgrid. Just an idea. Still plenty of time for that in California. I'm way ahead of them. So set your watches. But whatever it is, whether there's a stunt like that or not, it's all good. It's all happy. Never mind. All of this didn't happen. Just pretend it didn't happen and on you go. Very typical of that sort of personality that possibly in the spectrum of narcissistic personality disorder. To just pretend it didn't happen and everything's great and on you go. If you've ever been involved with one, you will know exactly what I mean. And so, Harry, I've repurposed this Celtic crosser. What does Harry know or suspect, if any? Or is he blissfully unaware of what's going on? I would say blissfully unaware with that Fool card in reverse. Maybe not. Maybe not. We've got the Fool in reverse. Maybe he was blissfully unaware. I'm going to take that back. Because this card is in the reverse, I'm going to say that he might realize that he has been fooled. And because George Bush messed it up all those years ago, I can't now say the saying right, but fool me once, but the fool me twice. I think he might be catching a wake up here with the Fool in reverse, realizing he's been played, he's been made a fool of. The penny might just be beginning to drop. Interesting. What pressure is Meghan under in this situation? If any, she might just be perfectly happy, and this is great, but she's not. Ten of Swords. So what particular pressure is she under right now? Ooh, I got the Empress in reverse. Empress is the mother card. It's the woman card. It's about popularity. This stunt could really undermine her popularity in the United States, which is already in free fall. It could really cost her at that level in terms of popularity. It could also expose her poor maternal instincts with the mother card in reverse, because of course what was going on in Montecito just before was a stalker was allegedly caught in Montecito, and who were there by themselves, allegedly left by parents, because Doria was also in New York and so was Marcus, and Marcus has been speculated to be living in that household and also babysitting from time to time. Who was looking after the children while Harry and Meghan were cavorting around? She in her gold dress, and he filming the people filming him, which seems to be his favorite thing to do and has been for a while. He obviously thinks he's very clever to be doing it. But it could be that this really reflects very poorly, and it does because people are commenting on this, but it could reflect very poorly on her as a mother. That she was quite happy to be giving that speech in her gold dress while the children were at risk in Montecito, and left there with, we assume, nanny. Who knows where the children are. As King Charles himself said, wherever Archie is, happy birthday. And I've read on it and read on it and read on it, and it just is murky as hell, whatever I get from the energy. Murky. But yeah, this is a big card. So she's very worried about her image, her status, her popularity, her status as a mother. It could go badly for her in future if there was ever some sort of custody dispute. Oh well, you'd heard that your children were at risk, there was a stalker there, and you insisted on going and wresting that award out of Gloria's hands. Instead of getting on that private jet and flying like a mad thing back to California, as any sane person would. And we've done it before, have we not? When the Queen passed away. And what did the Parkles do? Stayed for 2 weeks in the UK. And Doria was very clear to make sure she was papped in LA. So where were the kids? Who was looking after them then? Inquiring minds. Hopes and fears about Backgrid. I hope we can still carry on making money out of our prince, out of our Knight of Pentacles. We need that money, we need that coin. It's been a profitable experience so far. King of Pentacles, woof, ka-ching, ka-ching. We would like to carry on. We hope we can carry on this mutually beneficial arrangement. A long journey together, slow, steady progress. One by one, we collect those pentacles. When the Knight of Pentacles is out, we play together and we make pentacles. But yeah, he does seem to have got a bit of a clue there. Bit slow on the uptake, our Fool in reverse, but he might be getting there at last. Outcome for Meghan Markle and Backgrid. What is going to happen? Ultimately, it's all going to come screeching to a halt. Not screeching so much. We would prefer to have seen a card like the Chariot in reverse there. That would be screeching to a halt. But we've got the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. So opportunities are going to start to disappear. What was a dead search for her turned out not so much ultimately. The pentacles are going to disappear. The opportunities are going to disappear. She was feathering her nests with those pentacles, and it, in the end, we're not going to get that steady supply of photos of Meghan Markle out and about, all preened and pimped and preened and smirking. We might actually get photos of her, because when the card is in reverse, it's in its shadow energy. We might instead start to see some quite dodge pictures of her caught unawares by Backgrid. I don't think they're really allowed to do that in California, as far as I understand it. But yeah, it looks like that money-making racket is over at some time in the future. Not right now, because right now we've got wedding anniversary to get through. But further down the line, and not so much of that anymore. And it was sad for our Queen of Pentacles that steady supply of income has been cut off by her own foolishness. It seems like she is very stressed about it right now and can't believe her bad luck, and feeling very victimized, feeling very much hung out to dry. This is the interesting card for me, that this one slowly waking up to what is going on, which could be why that source of income ultimately is cut off at the source. Anyway, there's your reading. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again tomorrow.